What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas,
And I'm T-Bone.
and we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our Week 7 power rankings. These are who we think are the 10 best teams in the NFL headed into Week 7. And starting off at number 10, we've got ourselves the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens coming off of a win against the Titans where they didn't look particularly impressive, but they got the job done against a decent Titans team who tend to be pretty inconsistent. So far, the Ravens have done a good job overcoming injuries. They are atop of the NFC North, and regardless of injuries, still got a pretty good squad. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean they haven't been playing great, but they do have 4 wins and 2 losses, and they are at the top of the AFC North, despite a couple of kind of questionable uh, losses. I still think that they are going to be good, and I think Lamar Jackson can still carry them to a good record. And obviously, they still have Harbaugh, and that's good coaching. So, good stuff all around, really.
Yeah, I mean, not much else to add. Alrighty, coming in at number 9, we've got ourselves the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks coming off of an upset loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, in which they moved the ball well, but the moment they got into the red zone, it was not pretty at all. They're going to really not be happy with themselves. They're going to work a lot on the red zone offense in practice for sure. Not a good day for them in the red zone. But overall, a solid performance against a pretty good Cincinnati team. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have some losses here and there, and that's going to be the case. But I like this Seahawks team a lot. Just a lot of good players all around. Some troubles, but they're going to work on that. I see this Seahawks team sticking around this top 10 list for a good bit.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. They're one of the better teams in the league, although they're definitely not going to have a fun time trying to hang around in this incredibly difficult and battle-tested NFC, that's for sure. But best of luck to them. They've played pretty good so far, and we expect them to continue to do so. Alrighty, and coming in at number 8, we've got ourselves the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals making their way back onto this list after defeating the team sitting in at number 9, the Seattle Seahawks. A much-needed win for a team that had an awful start but have slowly climbed their way back. They're at 3-3 now, which, given how they started the year, I don't think Bengals fans look like complaining about. Jamar Chase has looked really, really good. He's been a key part of their success this year. And I mean, he's always a key part of their success, but we didn't see as much of him when they weren't doing well. Joe Burrow starting to figure it out a little bit. Bengals defense put in some pretty good performances. Obviously had a good day in the red zone against the Seahawks. So, Bengals on the up and up. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Bengals are now in their groove. Or if not in their groove, getting to their groove. I've thought the Bengals would win, and I've backed them up, and I can say for near certainty they're getting back to what they look like at, come playoff time each year.
Yeah. I mean, not much else to add. Excited to see what they're going to do going forward. Alrighty, and coming in at number 7, we've got ourselves the Buffalo Bills. The Bills coming off of a tough win over the New York Giants, where honestly it felt kind of fortunate that they got out of that one with a W. The offense did not have a good day at all. Defense looked pretty good against a pretty anemic Giants offense, but the Bills offense wasn't really able to produce. It's kind of the story of Buffalo's season so far has been inconsistency. They've played very inconsistent. You never know which Bills team you're going to get from week to week, but through 6 games, they are 4-2, and looking like one of the better teams in the league, regardless of their inconsistent play. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Thanks, Vegas. I mean, that's just the case. I mean, they are up and they are down, but a win is a win, and they are showing to be a good team in the AFC. They just need to get over these inconsistencies, and Josh Allen needs to not have that real Dak Prescott performance, and then they'll be good. But a win is a win, and I like their record, and all sides of the ball are playing pretty nice. So, this is why they are at 7.
Yeah. I mean, not much else to add. The big hump for them is always going to be the playoffs. They've struggled getting to the AFC Championship. That's really what they need to do to really show if they're any different from previous Bills teams. Right now, looking a lot of the same. Alrighty, and coming in at number 6, we've got ourselves the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys coming off of a win over the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday Night Football. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but they got a win against a decent Chargers team. Chargers definitely been inconsistent, lost a lot of close games this year, and not playing the way they would like. The Cowboys themselves have been inconsistent. There are times where they've looked like they could beat anyone in the league, and then there are times where they just don't look that good. This is one of those games where they looked okay. Did enough to get the win against a decent team, but didn't dazzle. Regardless, they're still a loaded squad on all sides of the ball, which is why they're up at number 6. T-Bone, your thoughts?
They really are loaded on all sides of the ball. I mean, special teams, defense, offense, all of them are just really good. A real cohesive team. And even though it wasn't a real stellar win, it's a win. And even though it's like I said, it's not like a Giants win. It's still a win, and they are still proving to be a great team in the NFC. And really, I mean, with the Eagles falling to the Jets, maybe the Cowboys could even overtake them in the East. Who knows?
Yeah, excited to see what they're able to do going forward. Obviously, some concerns about the consistency in play, but they're still a pretty good team, so we'll see what they've got. Alrighty, coming in at number 5, we have ourselves the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs coming off of a win over the Denver Broncos, where it wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. 19-8, not your typical scoreline, but, you know, they're still a good team. They haven't been as good as people have thought they would be. There's definitely some questions about their play. It feels like something's a little bit off in the offense. Patrick Mahomes feels like he's having a little bit of a down year this year. Now, he's still playing pretty well, but for his standards, I don't know. Some feels a little bit off about the Chiefs to me. They're 5-1, but they also haven't played a lot of very good teams. T-Bone, I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, even though they are 5-1, and that is a very good record, it just doesn't seem like the Chiefs we knew last year. It seems like they're having trouble. They're having trouble with these victories. These aren't great victories that are getting blown out, other than the Bears. I mean, they are struggling to win against the Broncos and Jags. So, but even though the Jags are solid, that doesn't replace the fact that they nearly skidded by. So, I mean, it's a good record, good team, but they are not playing like we thought they would.
Nope, not at all. But regardless, they got plenty of time to figure it out, and they still have the best quarterback, one of the best tight ends, one of the best coaches, and some pretty solid defensive pieces. We repeat it every week, but it's the case. As long as they got Mahomes, Kelsey, Reed, Jones, they're gonna be a pretty good football team. So, not as good as everyone thought they were gonna be, but still pretty darn good. Alrighty then, coming in at number 4, we have ourselves climbing on up the Detroit Lions! The Lions coming off of a win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were featured in the Creamsicles, looked really good. Bucs have been a pretty good team this year. Lions, though, have been better than I think everyone was expecting, and people had high hopes for the Lions going into the year. They have lived up to them and more, playing very good football on both sides of the ball. Big concern last year was the defense. The defense has showed up this year, put in some great performances. Offense doing really, really well. Excited to see what the Lions are able to do. Interesting to see how well they're going to be able to compete with teams like the 49ers and Eagles, but so far it's been pretty electric from them. T-Bone, your thoughts?
I'm really just happy for the Lions that they have made it this far, and they haven't seemed to shaft themselves. They're doing good. They're a good football team. Offense, defense, all around. Jared Goff seems to really have sort of had not a career resurgence, but I mean he's doing his Los Angeles Rams form. So, and yeah, the Bucs are a good team, but this Lions team is doing good. They are just same record as the Chiefs. I mean, isn't that great? I like it. I think they're going to stay up on this list and may even climb it.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to watch the Lions play this year. They've been a fun team. I'm looking forward to see what they're able to do moving forward. Alrighty, coming in at number 3, we have ourselves the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins coming off of a blowout win over the Carolina Panthers, where it looked a little shaky early on. We're down 14-0 in the first quarter, but we're up by half and never looked back. Great all-around performance from the offense. Absolutely shredded through an injured and not great Panthers defense, but did what they needed to do against a struggling Panthers team. Came away with a win, and so far their offense has been exciting to watch. Big play offense weapons. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle having at it. Raheem Mostert playing really well. A-Chain has been good. Unfortunately, he's hurt right now, so hoping he recovers well because he was exciting to watch. Overall, just excellent football from the Miami Dolphins. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we almost had them. Not really, but one can dream. But they're just a great team all around. Their defense has had a couple of questions, but they have answered them. I mean, with Bradley Chubb, Howard, and then on offense as well, just good stuff. I quite. Though they beat us, I quite enjoy the Dolphins. I'm glad they're up here, and as long as they've got the squad that they got now, they should continue to pop off. And Tua and Tyreek as well. Tyreek may even win MVP at this rate, which will be nice to see a non-QB win it.
It'd definitely be cool to see a non-quarterback win MVP. It definitely feels like it's become a quarterback award at this point, but regardless, as long as they stay healthy, the Miami Dolphins are a force to be reckoned with. Alrighty, coming in at number 2, experiencing their first loss of the season, we have ourselves the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles fall to the Jets after a late Jalen Hurts interception. Uncharacteristic from him, uncharacteristic from the Eagles, who had a rough day against New York Jets defense. Put up a really good performance. Eagles offense had a tough time going. Couldn't get it done against a stingy Jets team. Regardless, they are still an incredibly well-built squad and still look like they could beat any team in this league. Losing doesn't knock them down just because they're still good, and even good teams lose games sometimes. Last I checked, no team since the Miami Dolphins in the 1970s has won every single game they've played over the course of a season. So, even the good ones are going to stumble sometimes. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, if you count postseason, because you've got the New England Patriots in 2007, but let's not talk about that. Yeah, I mean, good teams are going to lose to bad teams or mid teams. It's just how it plays out. Jets defense is really solid, and Jalen Hurts has not been playing as well as he was last year, but that still doesn't stop the fact that they have a great cohesive team. And they are good teams. Good teams like this have good teams have problems like this sometimes. It is what it is. They'll be back to Super Bowl form at some point. I don't know when, but soon enough. Soon enough. But they've got that O-line, they've got that defense, they've got that nice offense, and now they've added Julio Jones, who's my prediction is 38 yards and maybe a touchdown. Woohoo!
Yeah? I mean, I'm assuming that's a betting thing. That sounds like a betting thing from you.
No, it's just the fact that Julio Jones has averaged very abysmal stats for the past 3 years. Because he's old.
Yeah. But regardless, the Eagles still a great football team. Great teams stumble, but great teams also learn from their mistakes and pick themselves up and move forward, which we expect the Eagles to do. Excited to see what they're able to do for the rest of the year. And coming in at number 1, also experiencing their first loss of the season, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers fall after Jake Moody misses the game-winning field goal attempt against the Cleveland Browns. Definitely gonna feel slighted. Some of the officiating calls late in that game were not good and very heavily favored the Browns. Helped them potentially get a win over San Francisco. But regardless, San Francisco still a very good squad, and gotta give some credit to that Browns defense, who have been one of the top 5 defenses in the league. They've been dominant, especially dealing with the run, and it didn't help San Francisco that both Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey got hurt in this game. Made it tough on San Francisco. Browns defense gave them a run for their money, able to get a win. Regardless, San Francisco, a loaded squad everywhere, and an incredibly well-coached squad. So even though they fall, they're still the best team in the league. It's the same story as the Philadelphia Eagles. Everything we said about them, the same rings true for San Francisco. T-Bone, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, not much more to say. I mean, I completely agree. The same rings true for Eagles and 49ers, Eagles. Very comparable. I think the 49ers are still just a better squad. Having those players hurt really did not help them. So I still have the 49ers over the Eagles until something crazy happens, or until the Eagles play the 49ers. Still just a great squad. And sometimes these losses happen. That doesn't stop the fact that they are just a great kitted out team. That's all I have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to add right now. So that is going to round out our top 10. Coming in at number 10, we've got the Ravens. Number 9, the Seahawks. Number 8, the Bengals. Number 7, the Bills. Number 6, the Cowboys. Number 5, the Chiefs. Number 4, the Lions. Number 3, the Dolphins. Number 2, the Eagles. And number 1, the 49ers. Please feel free to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free to drop your own top 10s. Feel free to drop any feedback you've got for us. We'd love to hear it from you all. Anything you've got, throw it at us. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.